Lil Krizan, Kriza, an emotional wreck 101, where I talk to you about the BS that goes through my brain when falling in love. Season 2 and it's already like second video. Like, damn, this girl knows how to just cut to the chase. 3 topics we're going to cover are realizing that you've fallen in love, telling him, and then the aftermath. So let's get started now. As you would know from Getting Laid or Getting Married episode in first season, LinkedIn, just for you, baby. I talk about not falling in love and it's just not in my making. And in fact is. January of last year in Barcelona, I had been talking to a mate of mine, Kookie. Hey, I just broke into tears. He was like flooded. Because I miss him, and for some reason he messages me like once every 3 weeks to once every 4 weeks. You're just sitting there going, girl, so does not like you. Cookie just turns to me and she's just like, but you're in love, girl. Am I? No. Am I in love? I think I'm in love. I feel for you, but I'm so nervous telling you this. This never happens to me. And I was just in denial. I was like, nah, man. I'm rock solid, but I don't fall in love. I'm made of men. I'm like, what does that even mean? Oh my gosh, just focus, Lil. Be prepared for me to start crying at some point. And I'm not going to apologize for it. Why? Because of this channel. This is my playlist to cry. Then I came back to the UK, we met up, and I started to realize the emotions. Have you ever found yourself in that moment where you just like drink a little too much alcohol and then you're listening to music and then you just start crying? And that song just speaks to your heart and you're just like, oh my god, I love it so much. I was just bearing it. I was just like, it's okay, we don't feel anything with this guy. But the feelings just started to become stronger. There were so many times where I was talking to my mates and they're just like, girl, you don't even know how to be in love. Does anyone know how to be in love? If there was an instruction manual for being in love, then I would have seen it already. But I haven't. The emotions were getting the best of me. There were times where like I was saying goodbye to him and I just would walk away with like my chest in my throat and like just tears and just, you know, the idea that I'm not good enough. It was kind of like why? He was just talking about other chicks today, like, why do you think that he has feelings for you? And then my brain's like, nobody did this, and then he did that. And then he was like asking you about your love life, and like, it doesn't normally ask. You know, just whatever your brain wants to grab onto to help convince you that you're in love. Am I still in denial? Possibly. It got to this second time I saw him last year where I was just like, right, I need to do this. I need to just do it and I need to say it. Now it's the first time that I've ever been drunk around him. I got a little carried away. But for some reason, he just happened to ask me at a ridiculous hour of the night, and I was filthy drunk, who I was in love with. My brain just took a course of its own. Walls were up and it was like, we are not telling a soul. So when he asked me, I was just like, I want to tell the guy that I love him. And he was like, oh, so it's not me. No, I wouldn't tell him because, you know, I'm just carrying on with the blabber that I'm carrying on with. My mind is still like, dude, he just said what I think he said. No, he proper said it out of his own mouth. Dude, it's fact. We got 2 people here who are like, you know, you need to just get off of that now. Just like a beautiful wave of like ignorance. So I didn't tell him. And then I got home, you know, on my way, I'm just like, what the hell is this? Meanwhile, there's a part of my brain, right? Mama laughs about this. And a few other people have told about her. her. I call her Lucy. Girl, you're completely bugged. I am. Carry on. Now Lucy just happens to be one of those floaty type, lovey-dovey type people. She literally walks around with a bouquet of flowers, perfume and chocolates. There's probably a teddy there somewhere. A lot of glitter and happy joy, lovey-dovey stuff around her. She's just like, oh my god, I didn't tell him I love him. And I just started bawling at 6 a.m. in the middle of Palmer Square. The kind of bawling where you just can't breathe because the tears and the emotion is so powerful. Woke up the next morning and messaged my peeps, and I was just telling them what I had not done, and then I was inundated with just, why did you tell him? When are you ever gonna see him again? Oh my gosh, what the hell? Oh my god, so sorry. I know guys, but it's okay, there just wasn't the time. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I mean, I have this time, like whenever I do see him again, to be able to tell him it's alright. Guys, I've got this. The night before my flight, I then just suddenly decided really give it a go. So I was just like, I need to come and talk to you. Can I bunk at your place? My mate's over at that time. I thought you weren't even up for the offer because I told you and you just dissed it. Now I dissed it because I was angry. I was angry because he had told me that he had a 2-bedroom house to himself for a few weeks by the time he had told me, and I was leaving in 2 days. What? You tell me now? I'm leaving. Like, when am I gonna come over? Like, when I come back? I don't even know when I'm coming back. That's just a background so that you kind of know. Anyways, shut down in that moment. Then I was like, right guys, done. I'm just not meant to tell him, yeah? I leave the UK and I go to Turkey, as you would know. The first season of Emotional Wreck went to Turkey with me. Life carried on in Turkey, life carried on in Greece, but there was just this underlining emotion. My heart belonged to him, but I still did like what I did. You know what I mean? When I was in Barcelona, I tried to avoid coming to UK and I lost quite a bit of money because I booked flights of Croatia that I missed conveniently. But when I was leaving Greece, my energy was just generating towards the UK, so I was like, right, it's time, Bodge. Now, keeping in mind, towards the end of my stay over in Turkey to my whole time in Greece, it was daily messages. It gave me a reassurance that telling him was the best thing to do because he was giving me signals that made me think he felt the exact same way. Such a long-winded story. And I'd been in love with this guy for just over a year. Tangent. Mama knows this and she's strongly against it. I decided that I would be a single mother and adopt an Asian baby. I really do believe in giving a home to what already exists. So I was good with that. Until him. And suddenly I got these feelings of I could have your babies. I don't know what's happening with me. Why am I going through this? Why am I crying suddenly? Why do I think about him all the time? Get out of my head. Get out of my head. I thought of my home back in Australia and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to cater to him. Then when we started messaging each other daily, it was kind of like, what the fuck? I was just fighting it a lot and I was crying a lot and I really hated feeling the way I felt, and like I was convinced in Greece that I was okay. I'm rock solid. I can do this. I got this. She ain't got shit. She's gonna crumble, guys. Prepare. SOS. I told some of my mates when I said that I was coming back to UK, they were just like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. And I was just like, it's all good, man. It's fine. Like, I just have to say it. Like, I've been preparing for this so much. And my prep for this was literally yes or no, right? He would just say, no, I don't feel the same way about you. Which is like, grand, Lil. Lil, that's great. Because, you know, you can continue to live your life the way you lived it. I know, right? What if it's yes? Are you ready to possibly get into a relationship with this guy? I guess so. She's so not ready. I'm so ready for this. You are not ready. Wait. Does that mean I can only sleep with one person? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Has anyone actually just said, I'm in love with you? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want a relationship. I'm just saying, I love you. That's it. Like, so just stop. Contacted him. We spent some time together, and then it came to like the last 20 minutes. My heart was about to jump out of my chest. I was just like, oh my gosh, the countdown begins. You need to say it now, or otherwise it's never gonna happen. It's do or die, baby, do or die, go for it. Every single character in my head was just like cheering for me. But yeah, Lucy was stuttering. So I go to say what I want to say, and it's like this long-winded story, kind of like this. I just start to stutter, and then I start to like add other things in to, you know, stall on time, and I'm just looking at my watch like, okay, now it's down to 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, compose yourself. And then, yeah, where I just suddenly realized that I'm in love with you. Wait, what? Yeah, that I'm in love with you. And so, oh no. Because I didn't really know why I was crying every time I was leaving you. And then emotional about everything that concerned you. Blabber is coming out of my mouth and it's endless. And he's just, you know, just there. Just listening. Just not saying anything. And I'm just continuing. So then it reaches the moment where we gotta start walking. And then I have to say bye. There was shock. Shock that I'd said it, and just this instant feeling of like, fuck, we can't turn back now. And his face just looked shattered. And we're walking. He turns to me and he just goes, okay, I need to think about this. And like literally less than 30 seconds later, he says, look, I just think of you as a friend. Is it okay if we're friends? Is it okay if we're just friends? Yeah. Like, I didn't say it for you to reciprocate. I just said it so I'd be free of this. And as we're walking, I'm then just saying to him, I don't want this to destroy what we have. You know, I'm perfectly fine. You know, your happiness means the world to me. If you're with someone else, or you fall in love with someone else, or have babies or whatever with someone else, I'm perfectly fine with that. I really just needed to say it because I've been carrying it with me for a while now, and I just needed to tell you. Hey, I warned you. And I actually thought that I wouldn't cry with this, but the fact that I'm reenacting this for you and going back, and so I can kind of really sense the heartbreak that I had felt at the time. No, I didn't feel it initially. Like, I was just kind of, you know, registering everything. It actually didn't hit me until I got home. There was a moment where I just was standing still and started crying, and I was like, oh, here we go. That crying lasted like a few seconds, and I was just like, right, pull it together. We got this. We're on top of this. Monster, another good mate of mine, he had sent me a video earlier that day of him singing and playing the guitar, and I love them. I love you. As I'm watching it, the tears were just continuous. Oh my gosh, is this what it feels like? The few friends that I told, you told everyone. I did actually. I told everybody. The messages I got back, the females had a tendency to say things like, just know that you're amazing, you're a beautiful woman, and you deserve the best. And then they would say about the guy, he's a shit. Oh my gosh, he does not know what is right in front of him. What a dickhead. With the guys, we're just like, next. No, sorry though, that happened. But yeah, next. And then others were just, okay, cool. It's a big thing that you did. Well done. That was it. My goal was then to fall out of love. That's impossible. I think my brain can literally do anything that I want it to do. Beautiful things come out of your mind, okay? Nurture it. For a week after that moment of telling him, we were contacting each other daily. I was just assessing how I felt. I was trying to identify each emotion and trying to really dissect how I felt in order to put an end to it. I tried my absolute hardest to not change what he does, but change how I react to it. So I was identifying and filtering everything that was coming through my brain. In the first few days, I was reluctant to send anything that was emotionally, like any emojis with a love heart kiss, or we would send audios a certain way, love you, that kind of thing. Now you're like, dude, these two are fucked. I know, just deal with me here. In the first few messages, I was calling him bruv. And I mean, I call all my mates baby, but when I call you bruv, or man, or mate, it's literally like friend zone. I'm a desert right now. For anyone who knows what that means, you and I, we get along. There was this one moment, he sent me a message I struggled with. Because you know the characters in my head. One of them was just kind of like, how are you going to respond to this? Are you going to respond like normal? Like we should just do what we normally do. No, I don't want to respond like I normally do. But why? Isn't this pretend time where we just pretend that we're not in love with him anymore? Like, hello? No, I really just need to do this. Well, what is it? What are you waiting for? I just realized something. What? What did you realize? I'm trying to transition him from the fiancé box to the friend zone box. And he's not there completely yet. So I can't respond to him the way you think I can, because I'm still emotionally connected. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Gotcha, girl. Gotcha. Oh, okay. I got you too. It's cool. Cool. And I actually noticed, ding, that I have 3 boxes. The 3 boxes are, hello, you're gonna love this one. I've got one box, that's fiancé box. If I fall in love with someone, it is literally somebody that I can see my future with, right? So that's fiancé box, that's where he was. Then there's the friend zone box, which kind of is self-explanatory, right? That's where he is. And then we have, hello, the fucker. He was friend zoned, and I'm so happy. And my brain was just chucking a party up there. Lucy was actually the hardest one to have to deal with, because she was the one that was in love. She is a part of me. But I really did find her walking off and like still in this world of being in love. And Lucy, would you just stop it? Stop being in love. Like, I can't think about him this way anymore. I can't. I'm a loyal friend. I don't want to think like this anymore. And there were times where she was like crying and stuff because she was like, I don't want to not be in love with him. There was one moment where I just proper lost her, and the other ones were just like, look, hold up. Let's just give her time. Okay, she just needs time. And so, you know, I gave her a few days. And then it led to a point where I was just like, girl, pull yourself together. I think she's into art or something right now. Muse. I was brokenhearted, and I've got that experience down pat. Hello, been there, done that. I know I'm taking this to places. I'm not in love anymore. I'm still having to reassess my emotions towards certain messages, but it's not as profound as what it was. The feeling of love is still there as a friend, but strictly as a friend. So I feel good about that. Everyone's like, timer on. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see how long these two last as good friends. Everything that I'm doing is because of the experience. I want to feel it. I believe I can help you feel normal if I'm honest to you about how I deal with my own shit. Being you wholeheartedly is perfectly fine. It's to be treasured because we're all different. I'm good. As to falling in love again, let's just, we only really need to experience that once, like, that's enough. I realized I was in love, I told him, and I've dealt with it. If you like this vid, go ahead and click the thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment, because you know, that's important. And subscribe, click the bell at the very end so you are notified of when my madness is next released. Lil Krizan, Krizan, Emotional Wreck 101. See you soon.